Hello and welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video here on the channel. I hope everybody's having an amazing day as always. And today, we're going to be checking out the God of Thunder, Thor Faehammer himself, against so many different areas in the game, and just seeing how much damage that he can unleash on the Hydra, arena enemies, the campaign, dungeons, you name it. We want to see everything that he is bringing to the table. But let me know in the comment section below, how many of you went for this champion, and did you push for the 5-star soul? For me, I was like, I knew we was going to get a fusion round the corner, which is currently live in game. And I made the decision, do you know what? I like this champion so much that I'm going to be going for that soul, so we push for the 5-star. But let's just head out of Hydra for now. We're going to get back into that later, and just speak about his kit a little bit here. I guess let's just go into the campaign to demonstrate it, right? We'll do all of the builds and stuff towards the end of the video. We just want to get straight into the action here. So with this A3, he actually does an AoE, and before attacking will place an increased attack and an increased crit damage on this champion for 2 turns, and then has a 75% chance of permanently decreasing the resistance of each enemy by 10% up to 50%. Following on from that, we've got a decreased speed, which is going to pair very well with the Nature's Wrath Blessing to enhance his damage. So overall, I'm a big fan of this one, and you don't have to rely on other champions to place those buffs on himself. Decreased speed is also something we really want to bring into the Hydra boss, so having it on a damage dealer is always welcomed in my opinion. And we've then got this A2, which is the money scaling ability, which after hitting the initial selected enemy, all other enemies will be hit in a random order. Each subsequent hit following the initial hit will increase the damage up to 100% by the time you get around to that final enemy. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. It's actually coded as single targets, so it's going to bypass the passives of Duchess Lilitu, some Masteries, or even the Hydra heads when they reduce from AoE damage. So a very powerful ability for sure, and ignores block damage and unkillable buffs to counter champions such as Odin or Leorius in the arena, right? So pretty versatile here. One of the highlight skills as well is the Sky Rupture, where every time this champion deals damage, will increase his thunder counters by 1, stacking up to 10. Each thunder stack will increase this champion's damage up to 30%, and once the thunder counter reaches 10, will attack all enemies and places a stun debuff on them and resets those thunder counters back to 0. So all of these attacks that he's doing is just going to keep adding up and just unleashing this passive more frequently. With the A1, he's actually got a chance to repeat the attack, and I've seen this in Hydra boss primarily. Mainly when I'm bringing in ally attackers or just using the A1 on decapitated heads, it just ramps up so much damage, and I think the most that I've seen was like 6 procs of like 700k in my particular build. So yeah, a really strong A1, and also a turn-meter manipulation. So for players out there that's struggling with Astranix the Dark Fae or the Fire Knight, and you would just want to drop that down and have a nice damage source, you know, Thor can come in and put in the work in those areas as well, especially with that decreased speed to slow down bosses such as the Dark Fae. So right now we're actually in the Nightmare campaign, and he is now going to be my campaign farmer. Look how fast that he does it. 190,000 on that champion on the left there. As simple as that. Let's just go in for a round 2 because we were speaking about his skills. There we go. Come through the AoE again. Look at that. 230 on that second enemy. Goes in with the A1, turn meter decrease. We never cleared it as quickly that time. But overall, somewhere between 11 and 13 seconds is not bad for a champion that was available to all players that went for the fusion. So yeah, definitely staying in my Nightmare campaign from now on for 12-6. So next up here, Faction Wars. Of course, it is close today, but I can only imagine how much of an impact he's going to have in this particular area, right? Especially for someone like myself where I don't have some of the best damage dealers, and it still takes me around 2 to 3 minutes to get through it on stage 21 for my CVC points. So having a champion like Thor come in, he's going to be a very big game changer for the Faction Wars, for sure. In terms of Doom Tower, of course, he's just going to bring in those stuns and damage. Like, let's just get a quick floor going. I don't know. Which one shall we do? 91? Yeah, this one looks like a pretty tanky one. We actually got a video for Senna coming out soon. I know I keep speaking about it, but I promise, guys, it's coming at some point. Should we do a team like this? We've got no decreased defense and weaken. Shall we get Lydia in there? Potentially. There we go. Let's get Lydia in there. We don't need to enable the auto climbs. We're not trying to farm it. We're just trying to do a bit of damage here. Here we go. Drop defense and weaken's going to come out from our Lydia. Boom. Place down the enemies. Nice. That was the A3 there. So we're going to now lead in with the A2. And this one should absolutely melt the enemy team. Let's bring this down to our 1 speed. Go on, Ultan. Try and revive your ally. It's not going to happen because Thor's here. Look at that, guys. This is on the hard Doom Tower. Pretty high floor as well against a tanky set of waves, including Krisk and Ultan being defense-based. So now we're going to cycle around again, and hopefully it's going to enable the stun now. There we go. That should be the 10th hit. Go with the stuns, and look at that, guys. A combination of crowd control, slowing down the enemy waves, dealing damage. What's there not to like about Thor, apart from maybe being a bit vulnerable to getting killed himself, right? But once you bring the right support around him, he's going to have no problem coming through here to help you guys progress. Any of you guys using Thor in your Doom Tower things? Here we go. Boom. Look at that damage. Insane. Let's go, Thor. This is one of the reasons why I really wanted to push for that 5-star soul, because I knew I would generally use this champion primarily for Hydra anyway. And some arena stuff, maybe in the siege, you know? Can we enable it again? There we go. We got some more crowd control. We've actually got a lot of accuracy built. So we got very unlucky on that Tomb Lord there, bringing in that decrease attack. Decrease defense and weaken. Here we go. Nice. AoE. We're just enabling that Nature's Wrath that I've put in terms of the 5-star blessing. And hopefully we can get a 6-star one in the future, right? He's going to come through. Boom. A2. Absolutely. Knocked them out the park. Finish it off with Harima. How much damage did we get? So we had 600,000 on Harima, 1.5 million on THOR FAEHAMMER. 1.5 million! Those waves didn't stand a chance, right? Insane. Alright, so next up here, we're going to go into the Spider's Den and go to stage 10, why not? And I put a little fun team together for you guys. I would say some accessible choices for sure. Granted, you need to have Thor in a relatively good damage build here. But we got Doom Priest just for a cleanse. You can use a block debuffs, not a problem. It's just about taking off that sleep debuff or stun. Look what the Spider does now from our Thor who's last in rotation. We've got a Hex Champion in Mithrala Lifebane, no resets, and an Arbiter just to ensure that we could take a turn on that first attack. So the theme is we're going to use Arbiter to go first to make sure we can proc down those Spiderlings. We're then going to lead in with the Mithrala second in rotation, placing that Hex debuff. Then going to get increased attack from her, even though we don't need it. Lead him there, and boom. First one down. So it was actually the sleep. I was right the first time. Don't know why I thought it was a stun. But there we go. We're now going to cleanse this off with our Mithrala, so you don't really need a Doom Priest. She's just there as a 4th option. Why not? There we go. Ricochet, take them down. This should take around 3 rotations, I believe. Around 45 seconds. But of course, if you start bringing in enemy max HP with Cold Hearts or with Newts, this is going to be down in no time. Just wanted to see the kind of randomized damage that he does, seeing how it scales in a sense. I don't think I really catch the biggest number there. Boom, there we go. 3rd attack, 48 seconds. Not bad for a spider run at all, if you're just progressing through this dungeon. Let's just see it one more time in action here. I did want to catch the A2. I want to see how much damage does it really do once he starts ramping it up to 100%. There we go. That's the passive proc in there with the stuns. Alright, let's just get that cleanse on. I'm going to try and capture it this time. We're going to see a lot more in the Hydra. It's easier to catch against 4 enemies, right? Here we go. Oh, I see like a 700,000 or so there against the heads. Not too bad. We might as well see this one through now, so I'm not wasting my resources of energy trying to get my accessories, right? That'll be a sad time. Do we have Spider event on at the moment? I might push some fragments for the new fusion just to put it towards the High Mother Mort. Right? Could be a good idea. Boom! Finish them off. Look at that, guys. Beautiful. Let's go Thor, coming in with a whopping 8 million damage against the hardest variation of the Spider. Now, this is going to carry on for all of these dungeons. Think about the Minotaur, the Force Keep, the Arcane Keep. Any of these kind of dungeons is going to be very powerful. In Dragon, let's just say stage 10. I want to take out a Seer. If you don't have the luxury of that champion, and we bring in a Thor. Will he have some wave clearing potential? Who knows? This is the first time that I'm trying this. So let's just go a first and second choice, right? Why not? We go here as well, first and second. We take them out, and then here, just whatever he wants to do. We'll leave him to put in his work. Let's just try a quick dragon run. Hopefully it doesn't go too long. We do have a nuke to speed us up if need be. But the main thing is just seeing, does he have value for the waves in a good damage build? I think he will. So there's a weaken. Nice. So we didn't enable it there. Of course, with the passive, we need 10 counts. And we just need him to cycle around one more time. This is why you want to have a bit of speed on your champion to make sure he can cycle it. Now, because we've only got 3 attacks there. Okay, that's interesting. So we should be able to enable it on the next one. I don't really want him to enable it now. That's perfect. Let's go. Resets. This one should be a double hit because of the way we're going to enable the passive now, right? So wave 2 should be a lot easier. Here we go. Boom. Nearly down. So that next attack is definitely going to wipe them out. So around 1 minute through the waves. Not too bad. Not as impactful as I see it, but, you know, still interesting to see. And there we go. I wonder if just using that A2 from the jump could be the key here. He's not going to do much against the boss itself. Maybe just cycling that A1 could be good for some repetitive attacks. Let's see. Yeah, about 110,000. It will add up pretty decent. Oh, we lost our champion there as well. Wow. It happens. We could probably finish this off with just poisons and Yumiko. Shall we wait? Nah. We're going to waste energy, guys. Let me just change that preset one more time. Did he have enough power to wipe him out just with this one here? Let's go opener. Open up. Have we got increased attack? We don't have increased attack anywhere. I think this is why I kind of put it in there. Oh, let's just see it anyway without increased attack. Why not? It's not a champion that I would use, but I can definitely see the progression value when you're first going through it. Just for the crowd control, some nice damage. Very similar to like the Doom Tower, right? Yeah, with the increased attack potential, maybe. But I'd probably just open up with that A1 and, you know, lead him with the A2 straight afterwards with enough speed. So next up here, let's just head into the arena and try some opponents. Let's see who we could take down. We got some pretty tanky ones here. We got a Leorius, could be a good start. Because we're going to ignore that Unkillable, which could be interesting to see. Let's start off with a team like this, and we might switch it up very soon. Lock them out. Place a bit of a sleep debuff. Why not? Get some increased attack going. And then we can just open up with that A2 instead, right? Because we've already got increased attack. So the initial hits... So it should be hitting the initial one and then all the other ones afterwards. So let's just go for the least tankiest one, maybe. Oh, sorry. Let's just go for him. Oh, look at that. Ignores the Unkillable. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Let's just let him do what he's doing now. Boom. Look at that. 150,000 on that. What's his name? The Pythion there. Pretty decent. Nice. Can we get a bit of a tankier team going here? Let's see. Ooh, this one's a bit tanky. UDK. Ooh, Odin. Could be an interesting one. Are we going to get outsped? It's a potential. Let's see. If we get outsped, this is going to be a loss. But it is what it is. All right, come on. Can we cut in, please? Oh, yes, we did. Get sleep going. Oh, we got polymorphed. Bah! All right, let's go get this going. All right, let's just do... Can we open up with this one first? Yeah, let's do this one first. Stack up the Nature's Wrath a little bit. We'll get a polymorph on you, or Hex, sorry, so we can send back some of those debuffs. There's an Unkillable as well. Perfect. So all of these allies have Unkillable now. Oh, we didn't have our Kaimar to reset. Damn it. We didn't have our Kaimar to reset, so we're not going to be able to bypass that. Okay, we just have to keep it down. We got the Berserk. We sent that back, actually. Oh, no, we got it. All right, here we go. Ooh, look at that, guys. Look at that. We absolutely countered Odin himself. That was pretty sweet. That was pretty cool to see. So saving that ability for when Odin goes up with that block damage, or even someone like, what's his name? A Helicath, could be a really good counter for Arena against some high opposition here. Oh, we got another one here. Let's try it. And then we're going to probably get Senna in the team. Get some continuous heals going, right? For fun. Oh, we cut it in. Beautiful. To Shiro. Ooh, we're scared of that one. All right, let's just use the A3 first. Oh, no problems, no problems. Look at that. So yeah, in terms of arena, like, is he going to be making it into the top meta? I don't know, but the way that his attack is coded as single targets on the A2, there is potential to bypass some of those champions, such as Lilitu, right? So I can definitely see the potential for him, as long as you can keep him alive. Maybe like a lethal slash stone skin build could work very well, because you'll just survive that first hit and gives you a chance to cut in, ignore their conditions, like the block damage and unkillable, and potentially wipe out a lot of enemies. But once again, I think relating back to Siege with some of those faction limited ones that you can set, I can definitely see where Thor can come in with the barbarians and put in a very good work for players out there, right? So let's just go in with this one next, potentially. We've got some pretty tanky ones there. Actually, I was just thinking about Siegfried there. Could be a pretty fun one. Oh, here we go. We got a center team with a Cardinal and a Ray. Have we got a center team? We do. We got this one here. Shall we get Thor in there? Makes sense. Yeah, this should be fine. Granted that we outspeed them, right? Granted that we outspeed them. Did I not select it? There we go. Center. It's like I'm doing all the center showcases, but just very slowly, guys. Forgive me. All right, let's lock them out. What should we do here? Should we get a stun? I think a stun should be... Well, we've locked them out, so let's just do an ally attack on our threats. No problems taking down that Ray, of course. We've locked out the Cardinal, so she cannot revive, and neither can their Senna. Let's get some boosting going here. Let's take you out. Boom. Ooh, nearly. Was that the preempting of death? I forgot exactly. Oh, there we go. He's going crazy now. Let's reduce the duration of the stone skin potentially. Nope. Let's just click auto and target on that champion, because we don't want to be dealing with that. And hopefully we can wipe them out this next hit. The 10 meter fields of center just allowing us to lead in. Look at that. Leading with the Shadow King. I forgot about the Yumiko teaming up with Lady Mikage. And once again, Thor doing 300,000 damage in the classic arena, guys. So yeah, overall, really fun. I think I'll be using him from time to time. Maybe in my tag team battles as well. Thor can definitely put in the numbers in that area. I think with stages in the Cursed City as well, I can definitely see it. That's an epic one. Have we got any Thor rooms that we can maybe quickly do? Nope. Going around this is going to take for ages. But yeah, overall, if Thor does pop up, you could just imagine how much work he can put in there as well. So last up, I guess, have I done my clan boss today? I haven't. Let's just go into Nightmare, see a bit of damage. This is my traditional team, usually with Harima. But let's just see if we could pump out some decent damage with some ally attackers here in a non-speed tune team. So 183 million damage in just under 50 turns, doing 105 million without War Master. So, you know, if you can get some repetitive attacks with that A1, could be pretty nice. But he's not really bringing in any fundamentals for the clan boss, guys. It's just self-buffs, nice damage, and mainly if you just don't have better option while you're progressing, and you went for the fusion, in my opinion. So Hydra boss, I've actually done my keys for this week, but I have prepared it for you guys as always. Let's get that media capture rolling. So, in this team here, I was actually thinking it was Nightmare difficulty, but Mr. YST made a mistake, and I was actually hitting Brutal, saved the key, sent it to Never from HH Gaming, and I realized, what on earth have I done? I literally just tanked so many Hydra Clash points for this week, right? There's some of those repetitive attacks, 4 of them, 700,000 in some of them, right? So that A1 could definitely proc and deal some nice damage against the Hydra for sure. I've actually got a Nightmare run recorded as well, so I can show you a few results from the 3 hours of testing that I put in. Look at all of that nice damage. Once we proc that passive as well, we had an accumulative of maybe 5 million damage overall with the AoE from the A3, as well as the passive once it procced. Look at that damage there. You can see that the damage numbers are really scaling the more that we was hitting, right? Can we get it back there again? Just before we attacked, that was a pretty nice nuke there. So here we go. You can see the way that it's scaling, 481, so we must have attacked here, 138, or 1.3, 1.4 million, and then 2.3 on our final head. So, really nice way that the A2 works. And then if we just forward here to around 10 minutes or so, I believe, I managed to do a nice setup where we had a nice amount of damage with that A1 as well. Oh, no, let's just go back a little bit more. There we go. Just here, I think. So we should see that A2 take down the Head of Mischief as well as all of those decapitated heads, where most of our value is coming from. Look at that damage. Was that another 2 million there? It was, right? Here we go. Let's try catch it on a pause. So 2.1 million, 1.5 on... That was an alive head as well. Nice against Head of Mischief. 1.6 here on the right and 940,000. So maybe this was the initial hit from that A2. But yeah, we've now got them decapitated. We've dropped down that turn meter. This is the kind of scenario you want to put Thor in, guys. You want to be able to drop down those heads, pair him up with other damage dealers, and then just unleash the heck out of him on his heads. Look at all of those attacks there. Did you guys catch that? Pretty insane damage from that A1. Let's see if I can get that on a pause. So Thor's going to be lost in the turn order there. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 hits there. Around 2 million damage or so. It's a nice A1 once it ramps up. Did we get it again? All right, 830 as a cap there. Unleash the passive. Nice. And I think we lead in with another A2 here against all the decapitated heads. Let's see if we can catch it. Oh no, one of them came back alive. Did another one as well? I don't think so. Nice, decreased speed popping out. And then once we've actually stacked up the 5-star blessing, we're of course getting 15% damage for the remaining of the fight once we've ramped it up. So what I did was I actually opened up with Eastrid Dream Song's A1, allowed Thor to place the initial decreased speed to get it on 4 of the heads, and that just gave us like an instant boost to enable our Nature's Wrath blessing. There's some more damage there, 2.5 million on the Head of Mischief in the middle. Pretty decent. And over the course of this run, it did pretty well. Pretty self-sustaining team. It's what I usually use for Nightmare, so it's no surprise that it's going to perform well against the brutal difficulty. You can see here, he popped out nearly 400 million damage in this team, and I actually had the wrong presets as well. So obviously you want to be focusing on that A2. That's the one with the best damage multipliers and bypassing all of those reduction of AoE damage from the passives of the Hydra heads, right? So if I actually only use that A1 as a priority, because we do have increased attack from Easter Dreamsong, we got increased attack from Lady Mikage, so he's pretty covered for the entirety of the fight, even without placing his own buffs. And there is many other champions that can bring that effect to the table. So once you've actually enabled Nature's Wrath, you've still placing your decreased speed consistently. I'd probably focus more on that A2 as a priority with preset, and you'll probably see a lot more damage than this today. I would say at least maybe 420 million in my personal opinion. So yeah, very big fan of Thor for the Hydra boss. Let me just bring up some other results to give you guys a grasp of how they can perform. So in this team here, this is the one that we just demonstrated. So yeah, this is another one that I did on the brutal difficulty, but it was with, you know, a Jing one for block buffs. He can be swapped out for other alternatives that you may have, whether that be Mighty Uko or, you know, Pharaoh the Barkhorns, whatever you got on your account. Bivald of the Fawn is working as our provoker. He's got an A1 provoke, A1, and then also an AoE, which can go through weak hits as well as Leech to keep our less tanky champions alive, such as all of our damage dealers here. We've got Maranix as my decreased defense and Hex option. Be sure to check out that video if you haven't seen it already. And then Aval the Destroyer for our weaken and decrease attack, and then Thor for our decreased speed to coincide with the increased speed of Grand Oak Pardrake. And he did, if I just move myself out of the way, 200 million in this team. Not too bad, right? In a comp like this, on the Brutal. And then we also did, on the Nightmare team, bit of a spoiler. I'll be showing the entirety of this run in the Senna showcase. But almost 800 million damage. If I had Eastrid in here, when I was trying it out on my phone, I was close to around 900 million. So I had a lot better returns with that. It was just more of a consistent weaken, because in this team, you can see there's no primary weaken champion. And what I was having to do was ally attack with Lady Mikage, switch forms with presets, place the weaken, take a few turns, metamorph straight back into the other form and ally attack again. So I was using it as my weaken / ally attack / A1 ally attack champion, right? Playing so many roles. But when I just had a dedicated weaken champion like Eastrid with the extra turn meter fills, it was just working a lot better for my team because it was more consistent, right? Especially because we're just dropping down those heads like flies. Gallius, of course, doing decent damage, but the highlight is 300 million on Thor in this team, sitting just below my Missionarchy, also in a 5-star soul, but without the Nature's Wrath. It's worth mentioning. But of course, he's gaining a lot of the damage from the Hex procs that Thor is enabling. So yeah, pretty nice damage once again, even on the Nightmare difficulty, in a team that could definitely push a lot more as well. So yeah, let me know your overall thoughts on Thor. in all of these areas. Is this a champion you've been using in so many areas? Let me know where you've been using him and the type of builds that you put him in. Quickly going into my build, what I've been focusing on. If we just go on the presets here. I type in Thor and now a Bivel of the Fawn is not alone. So I've actually gone with a blend of Perception and Lethal Gear. Now I know that Merciless is most optimal, guys. We're getting further ignore defense and all of that good stuff. But, you know, I'm very lacking on Merciless gear. The Cursed City is not my favorite area in the game to farm. I just don't find it as enjoyable as other players, which is completely fine. But yeah, I do have some decent pieces, but I don't want to sacrifice the builds of my other champions, you know, just for this one video when I'm really happy with this one. So what's the kind of priorities that we're looking for here? We're going for crit damage gauntlets with crit damage ascension, ideally. You want to be focusing on attack percent on that chest plate, preferably a 6-star, as well as speed or attack percent on the boots if you've got enough speed in your build from substats. We're then going to be focusing on attack or accuracy, depending how much that you've got in your substats, once again, for the areas that you're facing. But this one had a nice roll of accuracy on the ascension, attack percent in there as well as speed. So it was a no-brainer to put it on a champion like Thor, who I really value his decreased speed for the Hydra as well. We've got the crit damage as well on the amulet, as well as attack on the ring, with a nice 29% of attack percent here. And then mastery-wise, we've gone down to the Helm Smasher. I want to be ignoring some further defense in my builds, as well as the support tree, going down to the lasting gifts to extend the value of his buffs. I guess in hindsight, you could go to Laura's Steel down to Master Hexer to extend the value of the decreased speed. Could be an option, but this is just what I've been rocking with for today, guys. In terms of overall stats, we have gone for 42,000 HP, 6.3k attack. Can definitely do with a bit of a boost, granted that we've got a high star blessing here. And then 2.9k defense, we want to keep him a bit alive here. Just under 240 speed, 100% crit rate, 320% crit damage, and a bit overkill in terms of accuracy. But I wanted to ensure we could see the stuns in some areas, such as the Doom Tower and Arena in today's showcase. But then it's also worth noting that for the damage that you're seeing with my area bonuses, in Hydra it is going up a big chunk here, especially with the crit damage and the speed here going up to almost 250. If you're looking for some alternative builds, like I mentioned, I do highly recommend the Merciless. I don't believe that the, what's it called? The Slayer set works very well with his A2 because it's coded as single target hits. So, you know, you just be getting the value of the A3 and passive. So I think Merciless you probably get a lot better over a course of a run. But yeah, if we just go into my preset manager, I've got one like this. So we can try on this one. And then we go into the accessories, try this on. And this is kind of a build that I would do, you know, 6-piece Merciless, ignored some defense here, as you can see, with some attack percent and crit damage as well, and decreasing the random skill cooldown of the A2 to pop that out more consistently. So you can definitely see a lot more of a return in a build like Merciless. And that's kind of how it would look like. But yeah, guys, on that note, I think that's going to be all for today's video. If you did find it enjoyable, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We are going to end this off with 2 Void Shards and a Dream and hopefully get Odin. We got an Epic. We got a Cardinal. We face her today. Let's do one more shard here. Come on, Odin. 10x event. Another Epic. Pretty good odds. And we got a Gala Long Braids, which is actually huge. Let's just do it while we're here. Gala. Is this my +4? It is. This is the one I was looking for. Here we go, guys. That was a pretty good way to end this video. But yeah, have an amazing rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you all on a video soon. Peace.